This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Emem Washington. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing well. So it's wonderful, beautiful where you are, but where I am, it's wonderful and beautiful too. Thanks.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
All right, it's cold, isn't it?
Yeah, well, but not as cold as Chicago. So
All right, yes, I've heard of Chicago right now. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, do tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I would say writing music, writing books, and so writing and speaking. Let me say that.
Okay, all right. So, what have you written lately?
Recently, I wrote a book that's called Rise from the Shadows, and the subtitle is Overcome Your Past, Reclaim Your Voice, and Live Your Light. And it's basically a book for people like the former me who used to be in hiding or who are in hiding right now, that are not showing their authentic selves, not showing up as their authentic selves. So that's what I've written lately.
So what encouraged that experience? Was it your personal scenario or was it someone else's?
Most definitely mine.
So tell me, how did you come out of that and how are you helping others as well?
Yeah, how I came out of that really was a process. I've been through coaching with life coaches as well as business coaches, but especially the life coaches that have helped just bring out my authentic self. Also through prayer and also through listening to certain podcasts and reading certain books. I mean, so it's just been a well-rounded type of process.
One that started with a decision, yeah?
It started with a decision for sure, yes.
Well, that's great. Now, who in your family or friends has a similar disposition that made you decide, you know what, I want to be like that, or like him or her?
Funny enough, my younger sister, she's a doctor, and even though she's 5 years younger than me, she has always shown up authentically, like it, love it, hate it, and she's a genuinely sweet person. So I'd say that my younger sister inspired me to want to show up as my authentic self as well.
I can already see her smiling when she listens to this.
Yeah, and then I'll have to say, don't let it get to your head.
That's great. Well, I mean, well done. It's great to see that you turned this into a book. It is a challenge to write a book. As much as people say, well, you should write one book at least in your lifetime, yeah, but wow, it does take some work. So I'm glad that you did that. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Over the last 3 years, one other thing. I think I just, and it's even longer than 3 years, but let me just focus on the last 3 years. I consistently show up to send hope, to share a message of hope to anybody, especially those who feel like they're too old or their time has passed or they're too something, to do the thing that they know they were born to do, or the thing that is just eating at their soul, like, you need to do this. I try to send hope. And also just every time I think, well, should I post a certain thing on social media, or should I send this email, or should I do whatever? And then if I try to hold myself back, like I don't want to be out there too much, I don't want anyone to say she's doing too much, then I think I do what I do to show other people what's possible. So then I go ahead and share the hope, share the message. So
Looking back from now to then, how does it make you feel to see the progress you've made?
oh, I love it. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel great, and it inspires me to keep going, especially because of the messages that I get that are private, that people don't see, but the messages thanking me for, for whatever. It makes me feel great.
So, why would you suggest someone that's listening do what you've done? Be that person who makes the change after making the decision, doing the work, and then seeing it through. Why would you suggest other people do that?
Fulfillment, right? So for so long, when I was not living in my authenticity, I was frustrated. So if you want to go from frustrated to fulfilled, my guess is that you are, if you show up authentically, if you do this, then if it'll get you there. It's a process, but you'll get there.
Amazing audience, you're hearing it live from Emem Washington. I've never heard that first name. What does it mean?
It means peace.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's a Nigerian name, and it's a name from one of the smaller tribes in Nigeria, and it means peace.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
You can find me. You can connect with me on my email me at ememwashington.com. And then I'm also really active on Instagram. So you can reach out to me on Instagram. Again, it's still Emem Washington. And then lastly on Facebook, Emem Washington.
And Emem is E-M-E-M.
That's correct.
I love that. Yeah. All right, get over it, Angel.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. And your name is unique too, so I like it.
Oh, thank you. All right, my friend. Well, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
Nice.
Evan, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory, I would say I remember as a kid in England realizing for the first time that's not the earliest. As a child in England, playing with my doll and learning to braid hair, teaching myself to braid my doll's hair.
How old were you in that memory?
I was about 4 years old, 4 or 5.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I don't know. I really don't know. I've thought about it over the years. Maybe because I taught myself something and was really proud that, I learned how to do something on my own.
That's great. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
That's a good question. And I've never thought about that. But it shows again what's possible if you put in some practice and put in the work. It shows that I can accomplish certain things.
Yeah, I love it. Can I add something?
Yes.
I love the idea, like when you said fulfillment, and
yes,
again, within this conversation, amazing audience, it feels as though I'm speaking to someone who's holding back a ton of information, right? Like she seems to go very, very deep, but she's giving us surface level conversation. I'm just saying that's how it feels, right? Which is great, which is super cool, right? It's 12 minutes, yeah? But
yeah.
But I believe it symbolizes fulfillment. I am very sure when my wife is completed with getting her hair combed or styled, she is fulfilled.
Absolutely.
So being able to do that, taking what is there and helping it to become transformed to something that is beautiful to you, not just for what it looks like, but because you completed it. As small
I
as it
love that.
was, small as it
Yes.
was, fulfillment.
Yes.
So I love
Now
that.
that's deep. That's deep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song when I was 12 was probably, and it was, let's see, I'll probably say, I believe The Children Are the Future by Whitney Houston, something like that.
All right, all right. I know the song. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Love it. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
What about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Probably more than 8 hours a day.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Emem Washington, what would you say that is?
Your story is not over. Flip the page.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. This has been a great pleasure. Again, before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I want to just thank you for having me. And also, audience, please find me, connect with me. I'd love to connect with you.
Love it. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Angel.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazon Enterprise.